Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video we're going to talk getting started with Warhammer 40,000, and today we're going to take a look at the Tyranids, and in particular the Hive Fleet Leviathan subfaction of the army. In this video we're going to go through talk about the special rules that make Leviathan its own unique force in the Tyranids. We'll then take a look at a couple of units we recommend to get started with for the faction. After this, we'll look at some other units we recommend to expand upon those couple of initial purchases and expand your army, and then finally finish off the video with a little sample 750 point army list for you to use as some inspiration starting your own Hive Fleet Leviathan army for the Tyranids in Warhammer 40,000. So, the Hive Fleet adaptation, these special rules that we get with Hive Fleet and Leviathan, first of all, is synaptic control. Each time an attack is made against a synapse monster unit with this adaptation, a modified wound roll of a 1 to 3 always will fail, irrespective of any abilities that the weapon or the attacker themselves may have. In addition, each time an attack is made against a unit with this adaptation, excluding synapse units, if that unit is within synaptic link range of any friendly Leviathan synapse units, and on a modified wound roll of a 1 to 2 always fails, irrespective of any abilities that the weapon or the attacker may have. This is pretty good straight away. It just means it's hard to wound our big beasties, and even our baseline troops get a little bit harder to wound, but it's really all about the big beast not being able to be wounded on a 1 to 3. On top of this, adaptive as well. Each time a unit with this adaptation is selected to shoot or fight, you can reroll one hit roll when resolving that unit's attack. So pretty cool stuff there. You can reroll a hit roll on top, which is really nice because we're going to have a few big beasties, as you can guess by that synaptic advantage we've got. And so, looking at where to begin with the faction, a Hive Tyrant is, of course, the great place to start. With an army that's got all the bonuses for the synaptic monsters, why not bring one to the table? Now, Hive Tyrants have an interesting thing where they have to be your warlord. You can only include one in your detachment, but they can have a variety of different weapons, from a couple of different shooting weapons on the heavy venom cannon. Heavy 3, 36-inch range, strength 9, minus 3 AP, damage 4, brings some nice tank killing ability, or a Stranglethorn cannon, which is strength 8, minus 2 AP, damage 2, blast, and heavy D3 plus 3 for the weapon. So this is a really cool. It's got a nice couple of different options on how you want to build up. Now, you can choose to take Bone Swords or Monstrous Siphoning Talons, which will get some extra attacks, putting you at strength 7. And you can also take a variety of different upgrades from the Adrenal Glands, giving you a +1 move and +1 strength, which is really nice, I think, with the Monstrous Siphoning Talons. Or Toxin Sacs to allow your modified hit rolls of a 6 to automatically wound. It's going to be really good if you're fighting some other really tough opponents. Now, you've got the Will of the Hive Mind ability, which you can use in your command phase to select a friendly Hive Fleet core unit within synaptic link range, and until the start of your command phase you can add reroll hit rolls of a 1 for that unit. He's got a 4-up invulnerable save, and he also does some mortal wounds when he actually dies as well. Now, alongside this model, for me, Termagants are the nice way to start. I think they're a solid unit you can bring to the table, and definitely with some of the other options we're going to look at, I think this is why they really excel in this particular subfaction. You've got a variety of different shooting weapons, from the Spine Pist, which are a pistol 2 weapon, the Flesh Borers for -1 AP, strength 5, or you can get an extra shot on the Flesh Borers for a Devourer at Assault 2 weapon. They can take Adrenal Glands and Toxin Sacs as well over the whole unit. A pretty solid and cheap option for your Tyranids as a troops choice. Now, looking at some other units, for me, the reason I talk about Termagants is, of course, for the Tervagon. I think this is just a fantastic unit. It can spawn Termagants, it can select a friendly Termagant unit within 6 inches of this model, up to 2d6 models from that unit are returned to it, and it can also summon a unit of Termagants to the table, brand new 10 Termagants to the table once per game as well. Now, the Brood Primogenitor will allow you to get some bonuses to your hit rolls. The Wall of Flesh actually allows it to use Lookout Sir if it's got Termagant units of a large size nearby. And the Death Throws ability, again, will allow it to do some mortal wounds when it dies. It's got its own variety of weapons, which can use its massive Siphoning Talons to sweep or strike, making it either stronger or get better against hordes. And the Crushing Claws are also really nice in there for a types 2 strength -5 AP damage D3 plus 3 weapon if you want some really good tank killing. Stinger Salvers as well put out an Assault 8 strength 5 -1 AP damage 1 shot at 24-inch range as well. Not too shabby. Now, if we're looking at some other monsters we can bring in, you've got the Trigon Prime. The Trigon is one of my favourite Tyranid monsters personally. I absolutely love the Trigon. That and Raveners are just awesome miniatures for me. But for me, it's a big thing. It's got the Trigon Siphoning Talons, -3 AP, damage 2 at its user's strength of strength 7. It can have the Toxin Spike in there as well, where it gets a strength user, -3 AP, damage 2. And each time the bearer fights, makes an additional attack with this weapon, and no more than one attack can be made with this weapon while resolving the fight. And the Bioelectric Pulse as well can get some Assault 8, Strength 5, -2 AP, damage 1 at a 12-inch range in there as well. Now, it's got Adrenal Glands and Toxin Sacs in there. It's Prehensile Pincer Table, where each time the bearer is selected fight, you can reroll one hit or wound roll with the weapon. And the Biostatic Rattle as well, where at the end of the start of the fight phase, you can select an enemy unit with an engagement range on the bearer and roll 3d6. If the result is greater than the enemy unit's leadership characteristic until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, the attack's hit rolls cannot be wound rolls cannot be re-rolled. Now, the other units we want to look at, first of all, are Hormagaunts. They're another one of our troops choices. Definitely, if you're not looking to bring the Tervagon, they have a bit more of a place, I think. Now, they're more combat-orientated than our Termagaunts. They've got the Bounding Leap, where they can make an additional 3-inch move with the Pile-In. They can also get Adrenal Glands and Toxin Sacs on them as well, and they've got 3 attacks base per model. The other troops choice to look at is, of course, Gargoyles. These are super fast, 12-inch move with the fly keyword. They carry flesh borers just like our Termagants. Their whole thing is they're just faster and they can fly. And so here we have our sample arming list for you. We've got 750 points playing in a patrol detachment, refunding our CP for us spending it, but then we are spending those 2 CP on a relic and a warlord trait. So we're going to start the game with 1 CP. Now we're using the chapter approved Warzone Nelfin rules in this. Now, Hive Fleet, we've just gone the base adaptive, and the Leviathan Hive Fleet, as you would expect, in a Start Collecting Hive Fleet Leviathan video. Now, Hive Tyrant is going to be one of our 2 HQ choices with Monstrous Siphoning Talons, Adrenal Glands, a Heavy Venom Cannon on him, and then the powers Paroxysm and a Psychic Scream. There's a couple of nice psychic powers. First of all, Paroxysm will stop an enemy unit being able to use Overwatch or set to defend, and each time a model makes a melee attack, you subtract 1 from their wound rolls, which is really cool considering you can't be wounded on a 1-3. This can be a really nice thing. Now, Psychic Scream as well, we've gone in there. This is going to be some extra mortal wound damage, so he can do a bunch of mortal wounds with this and a smite if he wants to. Another Warlord trait we've gone for is Warlord trait Heightened Senses. This allows him to always fight first and reroll 1 hit roll. So actually going to be able to reroll 2 hit rolls thanks to combining this with Hive Fleet Leviathan's abilities. Now, Tervagon, we've gone here, massive Cycling Talons. Really, you're not going to get in combat with anything with those Crushing Claws, or at least you shouldn't be. We've got the Power Catalyst, which is going to be able to put a 5-up Feel No Pain on a friendly unit, or a 6-up Feel No Pain on a friendly Titanic unit. And then for our troops, pretty simple. 20 Termagants, 10 Termagants, 10 Termagants, all with Toxin Sacs. This gives us a nice little bit of combat potential in here with a 6-0's auto wounding. We're 36 power levels, 750 points, or 1 CP on the nose. If you've got some thoughts about a monster-heavy Tyranid list with a bunch of troops around it for Hive Fleet Leviathan, let us know down in the comments below. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And also, drop us a comment down below letting us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to go and chat more with me and other members of our community here at Cinderful Gaming, you can do so on our Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description. If you'd like to help support the channel more, you can do so either by Patreon or YouTube members, or going to our Teespring store, all of which are linked down in the video's description as well. As a special thank you to our patrons and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So, a special Patreon shout out to Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lyle, Aaron Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Derek Bloobs, Benjamin Suarez, and Red Martin. And a thank you to our YouTube members as well: Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink, Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, and Davis Wire. Special thanks also to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel, like you can see pictured here on this slide. Thank you once again for watching, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.